It's June 9th.
Yes.
So this one will come out probably sooner.
I'm going to try and get on it.
Yes. So, but this is episode 81, Three Sisters Knit. And I'm Sheila. You can find me on Ravelry as Shishi62.
And I'm Margaret, and you can find me on Ravelry as Magpie60.
Yes.
So
we're going to get into the good stuff right now.
Yeah.
Look what Margaret's
Yes.
done. She's finished.
I finished. Well, I haven't.
It's not an FFO.
No,
fully
you can
finished.
see I've still got some ends to weave in.
And blocking.
And block and wash and block. But I am finished. So here it is. And so this, what I did was my modifications. I thought I would talk about the modifications.
Yes.
I think I went with the wider neck. It gives you two choices for the neck width. And I think, well, I don't remember actually. I really don't remember. I think I went with the wider one. Anyway, it curls, which I actually really like.
Yes,
I made
like it
the
as a neckline
sleeves
like that
shorter, as you can see. One I bound off. This one here, I really like the way I bound it off.
Yeah.
This one I did where you can see how it kind of flicks out.
It's she's not happy with it.
I'm not happy with that.
She's going to take that back.
I'm going to take like undo the bind off and do it the same way I did this because I quite like this. It
also looks like you have more rows on that one than this one.
I know, and yet I know I counted. Like I marked on the pattern.
So maybe the bind off, changing the bind
off.
So
I'm going to adjust
have it look much.
The other thing I did was the pattern called for
waist shaping.
Yeah. So over like every 7 rows, you do it once, and then it says 3 more times every 7 rows.
Yeah.
So I just did it one more time. Because I'm thinking I don't really want it to
go in. Yes.
I might have not even done the second one now that I've done it, but I like it.
Yes.
So the other thing I did was on the back. So you have to tell me if I'm showing.
You're showing.
Is I did Japanese short rows. Just
right about here. I think you did right about here.
Yeah,
I can see
I think
that.
I did like 4 rows.
Yes.
Just because I like the back a little bit longer.
Yes. Well, and it makes it sit a little nicer and it looks more even because sometimes the back gets pulled up and it seems shorter. So this sort of makes it look more level.
And the pattern also calls already for doing short rows across just underneath
for the
yoke,
shoulder. Yes.
At the back only. So I added some more here.
Yeah.
Just because that's my favorite thing.
Yeah.
The bind off I did here is actually really interesting. I met a friend for coffee yesterday. And I was saying, she's a knitter as well. And she said that she had watched Jody and Tracy, the Grocery Girls, last week's episode. Okay. So I can't remember the date of that, but it was last week. Yeah. So I guess
June 2nd.
Maybe June 1st, 2nd, somewhere in there.
Thursday, because they do it Thursdays. That would have been June 2nd, yeah.
So at about 1 hour and 20 minutes, 25 minutes, somewhere in there, Jody talks about a bind off method that she decided to try. And my friend Susan, she said it looked really interesting. So I thought I might give it a try. So I went and I watched it because I hadn't seen it. And all she does, I would suggest you go see Jody talk about it.
I think she said it was episode 151.
Yeah, and so she has actual little samples that she's done, swatches, so she could see how it works. Yeah. So there's a lot more detail. But I will say that what it looks great. It looks like it's already blocked. Yeah. So what it is when you decide you're going to bind off, you get to the beginning of the round marker, and then you turn your work and you bind off the opposite direction in pattern. Oh. So what that ends up giving you is instead of this bind off line here, the row that you see, that would normally be on the outside. Yes. You get that, and it looks almost so like
tidy.
It just is very, very tidy.
So flat, yes.
Yeah.
It looks lovely. Looks really, really nice.
I would definitely suggest giving that a whirl on something that, if you want it not to be super tight. Yes. Like a mitten or something, or you might want it to be a little more snug. Yes. But for something like this,
or even a sleeve.
Or a sleeve. Yes. I don't think I have big arms.
Yeah.
But I find a lot of things
can fit a slightly snug.
Yeah. And so you don't really want that on your, if you've got a short sleeve something.
Yeah.
So I would suggest giving it a try on something that you think might really benefit from having a nice clean edge,
yes,
but also not being super, super tight.
Yes.
So it gives it more of a spring, I find.
Yeah.
I liked it, and it was super easy, as I said. And you don't get the huge jog that, you know, when you bind off, because
yes,
there's always that one row difference.
Yes.
And then you've got to, the way you sew it, you have to kind of pull it together.
Yes.
And it's easy to do, but this, you don't get the same kind. Yeah. So it's definitely worth looking at.
That might be good for the top of socks if you're a toe-up sock knitter.
Yeah.
Think about that. Because that would look, because sometimes no matter how stretchy they say it is, it still only limits
that row.
That, yes. Well, or last row, like if you're doing toe up or last row.
Yeah.
So
can be very tight.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. So it might, so if you're doing toe up, once you get to the last row, turn your sock inside out and just go the other way.
You don't even have to. You just flip it round.
Well, you know, it's like turning it inside out though.
Well, I guess, but if you're knitting in the round, you just flip it round as though you're knitting in the round the opposite way. And what I did,
which is turning it inside out.
Well, all I did was slip the stitch with it onto the right hand needle, and I just worked it round that way.
Okay.
And I did it in pattern, and I think it just ended up beautifully.
It
gorgeous
sits
edge.
Lovely. It sits really, really nicely. Yeah. So that's wonderful.
I know. So so I did that. You know, perfect timing for that conversation yesterday, because I had said to her, "Oh, I just have to finish this one row, then I'm going to bind off."
Yes.
And she's like, "Oh, did you see this?" So I would definitely suggest going and
look at that.
If you haven't watched it already, go and watch The Grocery Girls. I think it's episode 151. And
that's what you
like
told
I said,
me.
it's about an hour and 25 minutes, somewhere in there is where she starts talking about this. And she has, as I said, sample swatches that she shows, and you can really see the difference in what she does.
Wonderful. Yeah. That's super. Yeah. That's super. So, excellent. Yay.
Yes.
So, okay. I was going to talk about this. This I made in 2020. This was supposed to be the mystery knit along for the Periscoping Sisters for 2020. This was their Mother's Day. They always put out a mystery knit along for Mother's Day, and this is I think they called this one a Mother's Prayer, and this is the shawl, the mystery shawl. So it starts off, and you've got a nice seed stitch at the top, and then there's like this eyelet row, and then it's just garter, and then there's this pattern, which is absolutely lovely. I really like this pattern. And then there's here, you've just got a little bit of seed stitch, but then your last row, you do pull the contrast again, and it has these like little baubles. Oh yes, almost. Mine aren't very noticeable, but they are there. You can see it against the little
dark balls. Are the baubles.
So and I like this. I get a lot of wear out of this because I do wear jeans a lot.
I was just gonna say,
it's perfect with what I'm wearing today.
You know, if you had jeans and a white t-shirt.
Oh, yeah, I know.
It's just perfect.
Even in Florida, I have like my jean shorts that I wear and a white t-shirt. And this is excellent because air conditioning do not go well together. I always have something at least to put around my neck. Yeah. If I go to a restaurant or something, because I do not like a draft on my neck, whether it be the back or the front of my neck. I don't like it. So this is great because it's actually not very wide. Yes. So it works out perfect. So that was one of the ones that I finished in 2020. Another one that I think I did this one last year, and so I think I may have done this one in 2021. And I wanted to do this for a while. This is a girl's best friend shawl. And so I did it in 3 colors. I've seen it in 1 color, and it looks just as stunning in 1 color or 3 colors. And I love this one. Like, it's got a bit of a pattern here where you're just like stocking, and then there's sort of like a seed stitch type pattern there
for just a couple
just
of rows.
for a couple rows. Then you go back to your stocking it, and then there's this sort of like candle flame type
oh, very cool
pattern. So I thought that this worked out well. And then you go back down here, and it's long here. And then you've got this bobble row in here, and then there's the ribbing to finish it off. So I did change the way, like, because they said do this color, this, and I said no, this, I want it to look like this. And I think it turned out really, really well.
It's stunning.
The yellow yarn,
it just pops, and it pulls everything together.
It does pull it together because it's got the purpley color, but it's got sort of like greeny blues in there.
Yes.
Not so much, like there's some green right here. So it just brings it all together, and I absolutely love this shawl. The pattern is wonderful. I still have an end to sew in. So I think I've mostly sewn it. I just have to clip it. Yeah. But yeah, so this I love this one, a girl's best friend shawl. Absolutely loved it. I thought it was just beautiful. Yeah. And it's so bright and colorful, and you know, just really, really like it.
Very springtime.
Yeah. So this is an even fallish
and
in a way.
Fallish, yeah, true.
So yeah, so this one, so I loved it, and it helped me. I used like, worked out to about 2.5 skeins. Fully, if you weighed each of them, it worked. It was about 250 grams that I used. So not the 300. So because I still had a good amount of the green left over, but absolutely love it. I really was having a hard time trying, because I thought I want to use this one up. I really liked it. This was,
if it's on your Ravelry,
it's on my Ravelry page.
I can pull it up and include the information in the description below.
Yes, it was on my Ravelry page. But and this one was I think this was a knit crate yarn.
Okay.
This was, I can't remember.
I will pull all the information from Ravelry.
But I absolutely loved this one. It was a sock set, and the contrast skein was sort of like this a purpley color to go with it, because it's like tulips or something with some floral thing. Love it. So, but those are some of my old projects that I've worked on. So, but that was like Margaret's whip. She seems to be fairly monogamous right now when it comes to knitting.
I don't really have anything on the go now, because this like literally I finished it last night. Still have to do the little detail work of weaving in the ends. So.
Yes, and fixing up some things and that. So because she wants to fix up that one sleeve. Yeah. So, but this past week or two, I have worked on a couple of things. I think last week I showed my magic knot ball, the big thing, and I weighed it, and it was like almost 400 grams or something like that.
I think so.
And I was going to start a the striped blanket, the granny stripe blanket. So I did. So I'm going to show you. This is, I didn't even realize when I wound up the ball that I did it in sort of color groups and fading sort of in a way. So, but I did. Apparently I did. And I did that until I got to about here. And then the rest, I had like bits left over that I put in, that I just added. Yeah. But these are like more of the woolly wools, because these are all this sock, like the Regia type sock wools. But I love how they're crocheting up. I really like how they're crocheting up. What I did was, I am not one. I found out how to do this, and I totally swear by this, especially if you're going to do a blanket, something like this. It's called this is a double crochet foundation row. Okay. And what you do is instead of doing your 150 chain or whatever, doing that and then doing your double crochet along, you double crochet every stitch, but you're making the stitch as you go. If you look on YouTube, just look for foundation row, crochet foundation row, and you can do it with double crochet, or you can find what I did it with the double crochet, because that's generally the stitch, or the American version is called a double crochet. I think the British, it's called a triple crochet. But yeah, so this is how the row looks. I'm going to show you. And it gives it a good solid base. And you're not trying to fiddle, trying to get into the little chain stitches. And I like how the end looks very finished.
Yes, I was thinking that when
it gives
I'm
it a nice finish.
Just now, yes.
So, so I just did the solid, and then I started my do 3 in a row, miss 2, do 3 in a row, miss 2. And that's what I did. And then from there, I just did 3 in between them. I didn't do a chain stitch in between the 3. I did 3, miss 2 below, and then do your 3 double crochets, then miss 2 stitches on here and do my 3 double crochets. And then for the next rows beyond, I just go in between, and I don't do a chain in between the 3 double crochets. I just do the 3 in the hole in between, and then go right in between, and I don't even, and it's worked out. And I'm going one way and then coming back. You just sort of turn your work, and here's my end, and it's looking fairly even, which I really like. So sometimes it gets wonky. But the way I've been doing it, I think it works out really well. When I get to here, I just chain 2 and then turn the work around, and then do 2 of the double crochet in that space, and then just continue on. So, and then from here, I just pick it up, I do the double, and then you go back, and it works out really well.
The edge is very, very nice.
I know, because most of my stuff is usually not that neat when I'm crocheting. Yeah. Because I have had a lot of trouble. So as soon as I found this technique, I'm not really using anybody's pattern. Like, I know a lot of people, oh, I did it the way this person, or I did. I've crocheted as long as I've knit, and I have a rough idea of how these blankets have been looking with everybody doing them. I've seen someone do it with a puff stitch, which looks phenomenal. Yeah. It looks phenomenal and so much warmer. Yeah. So it's like 5 stitches, and they're clumped together, so it looks puffy. Okay. Yes, and I've seen them do that in like in the round, and it looks amazing, warm, cozy, fuzzy. So I thought I made this. I think I did about 140 stitches. Okay. Is what I think is that roughly what I worked out to. And like, if I laid it on top of a double bed, it's just shy of the top of a double bed, but if I was to wash and sort of block it a little bit, it would probably cover just the top of a double bed, which I want it to be able to at least cover the top when I'm done. A single bed, maybe go over a little bit if it wants, but yeah, that's what I'm going to do. It's going to be for one of my grandkids. So yes, so I've been working on that. I'm going to show Margaret about the foundation row and teach her how to do it. Yeah, she so wants to get into this.
I just really want to learn how to crochet, because it's just something that intrigues me. I see so many patterns. Yes. There's a woman I follow on Instagram, and she goes by Star Lily Creations, and all she does is crochet.
She's got granny squares, the coolest granny square pants.
Oh my gosh, tops.
Little sweater bolero jacket.
She sells patterns for her for some of her really funky tops. In fact, I bought one without even knowing how to do granny squares.
I said, I'll show you.
Yeah, so I really do want to learn. And she has I guess if she goes to events where she's selling stuff, she actually has something. She has an old Volkswagen van. Yeah. And like a camper van, and she's crocheted something that covers the entire thing, so that when she's in place,
she yarn bombs
her own vehicle. And it's just so cool. Like, everything about her is just so cool. Yeah. Yeah.
I could see that. So what else I've been working on is my Cozy Memory blanket. So I've been working along. I think I showed a little bit of this last week.
Yeah, not last week, probably the
week before. So I'd shown these parts, and I think I did these.
Because you were talking about doing the big.
This is where I think I started from. Did these 4, did this. So this one is Yarn Enabler. This is her Sock Monkey in Love.
Yes.
because her sock monkey has red. So this is her sock monkey in love, and then these are just 4 different ones. Yeah. This is the 2020 I think it's the 2020 sock Advent sock from Cozy Knitter. Okay. From Christina. This is also from Christina. Yeah, this is Golden Hour. She did a collab with Sandy by the Lakeside with a bag and the yarn. And then I went back here, and this is just like a Regia or an opal. This is also Christina, Cozy Knitter. I think this is called Birch. Yeah. So, and I just finished that one last night. Yeah. So I've started to do big ones because...
Oh, it just takes you forever. I mean, look at this.
Like I've gotten it. My husband saw it yesterday. He goes, "Wow, that's really getting big." Yeah. So I think I might do. I need to make it longer because I want it to fit the top of a single bed as well. So it might be wide enough. I might do 1 more row up the side. I'm not 100% sure, but it definitely has to grow along the top. Yeah. So I'm trying to use all my self-striping yarn. I figured that would be really cool to have big chunky self-striping ones at the top. Yes. So, so that's like just so cool. And I was showing it to my dad. My dad was over last night and stayed overnight. And he was like, "Wow, look at that! Eh? Like, there's the green front. There's the
oh right,
the green. These 2 from my best friend shawl
that you just showed.
Yes, and I may have the yellow in here. There's the yellow from it, right there. Yeah. So those are from the socks that I just finished. That's from that herb garden. Yes. So like I've probably used like 85% of the yarn in here. I recognize a couple of them, that's from you. Yeah. You did that one. Some of them I bought mini skeins and just added in. But I've really, like, there's another sock monkey in love. This is why I want to do big ones for the self-striping, because like I got little bits like this. And
so you can't really show the stripe.
It doesn't show it off. And it's
also fun seeing how this self-striping shows up in the square.
Yes.
I find.
Yes, because this is turtle pearl. Yeah. I've got a pair of socks in the turtle pearl. This one is also Cozy Knitter, and this is the one she did a collaboration for the pattern. Sunday morning sock, I think it was. Okay. I can't remember, with Tracy Miller of the Grocery Girls, and she and Christina dyed up this yarn to go with the sock go with the sock pattern. So did that. But yeah, so I've got a lot of, like, there's part of the turtle pearl one that goes up here, that's up here. It had red and yellow and I forget what that one's called. It's something rainbow. Yeah. But I can't remember it. But that's so there's so much. That's why cozy memory. Yeah. It's fabulous. Yeah. But I really would recommend doing bigger squares. Yeah. I really honestly would.
So when I did a cozy memory,
you started one.
I ended up
making a pillow.
I made a pillow because I thought I just don't have the wherewithal to do a whole thing. And and I was doing DK yarn. Yes. So I did I can't even remember how many stitches. I think I only did 20 stitches.
See, my little ones are 32 stitches. Yeah. 16 one way, 16 up. So and there's that from here.
Yeah. So, yeah, I just, like, I remember seeing the size of yours and I thought, oh my gosh. No.
Well, what just take forever. What got me into doing these ones? So these are 64, like 32 and 32. Yeah. So 64 stitches, same as a sock width. Yeah. Around 64 stitches. I started really considering doing that because Erin of Bling Your String, she has a podcast. She does the Desert Vista Dye Work monthly sock challenge. So she knits a pair of Desert Vista Dye socks every month of the year. So she does 12 skeins. She's been making a blanket for her daughter. With the leftover she has from making her socks, she does a big square. I think she does like 54 stitches or something like that. And once she finishes her year and doing the big ones, she does a crochet border of a black stripe around it. And then she also does polymer clay. So she makes a little tag saying what year it was. Oh, fun. And then she does the next year's and adds them in and does the border and then makes a little polymer clay with the year in. These ones were from this year. Yeah. So, like, that's a really, cool. Really good one that she's giving to her daughter.
I love that because, like, you've already got a plan in place, and then you just add to it, like, yeah.
That's the one thing. These are like, you don't have. I've seen ones of these where they've literally started out and they've like.
They've planned it.
They've planned it, and they've variegated all the color, like they blended or faded the colors
like fade
into, and they're beautiful, absolutely beautiful. But I'm like, that's way too much work. Way too much thought into that one. Yeah. Some people need to have it that way. That's fine if you're into that and do it. I think go at it because they're gorgeous. They're absolutely gorgeous. But you could also kind of like do a grafgan. And you could actually make a picture if you wanted to do like a two-tone one.
Yes.
You could actually do a picture.
Yes.
Make a picture.
The beauty of it is that, you just have graph paper and coloring pencils.
And you can figure it
out. Because each square in a graph paper would be cool for like a square that you're doing here.
Yep. No, I just thought of that, doing it in a graphic stuff. I haven't seen one. I haven't seen one. Not to say that somebody hasn't done it, but I haven't seen somebody do... because a lot of the grafgans are often done by crochet.
Okay.
They do them crochet. I don't often see them knit. Not that they can't be done knit, but
it would be very cool to do.
It would be. Oh, I've just got my head thinking. Oh, maybe I could do one like that for one of my grandkids. Do one of those. It would take. It takes like a lot of work
with some character.
Yes. I know. My grandson right now. One of my grandsons is like into the Hulk. Superheroes.
Oh, okay.
My son asked him, so when you're not thinking about this or doing this, what are you thinking? Superheroes, Dad. Superheroes. 5-year-old, right?
Oh, that's so cute.
I know. It's hysterical. Absolutely hysterical. So that's one of the other things I've been working on. 2 more things I've been working on. I think I showed the socks last time, but I just finished the heel. Look at that. Is that not the coolest? They're so bright. I love them. But this is still my first sock.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to get working on, I did the contrast heel.
Yes.
In the purple. I striped the top. Yep. So that's that. So now I just have to knit. So that'll be tonight, knit night. So
yes.
I'll work on this because I can just whip it around. If I don't work on that, I will work on my nettle tee because I've been doing that. I've joined in the round. I've started knitting and I seamed the sleeves. So it's not a lot and it looks small, but I think I'll be able to, I'm just going to get another pair of 4mm and actually put it on over. It looks small, but it's not as small as you would think because it will stretch.
Well, it's cotton, right?
It's cotton and linen blend. Is the main thing.
Yeah,
and
so that
will stretch.
Yes.
So
and this is the pattern.
I went up a size, so there's
the pattern here. You can see the drop stitches happen there.
Yes, I really and it's not a low. It's a higher tee and like they're basically cap sleeves. They're just little sleeves.
Yeah.
So I want to get another pair of 4mm. I'll do half and half and I can try it on because they'll both be longer.
Yeah.
But what I'd like to do is actually finish the neck as well. See, I've done the top. I'm not the best at this. I learned how to mattress stitch, but I've stitched them together. They're not bad. One is obviously much better than the other.
That's always the way, isn't it?
Well, one's your first one. The second one, you're a little better, right? So I'm hoping that the seaming, because it leaves that chunky bit right there, I hope that doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
But yes, I am looking like it will stretch. It does stretch quite a bit.
Yeah.
So.
Yes.
Hopefully.
Yes.
We'll see. Mm-hmm. If not, Margaret may get a top because she's just a little bit smaller across here than I am. So it just may fit you. So if not, because I don't know, it won't fit my daughters-in-law because they're a little more.
A little bit more endowed than we are.
Oh, much more. So we'll see. But I'm liking because I'm doing the helical knitting and it's still pooling.
I was just going to say.
It is still pooling. Like I started, I think you can see, like I started the helical knitting around here. There, and you can see how it's striping, but it's still pooling in bits.
That's really funky.
It is. It's very, very funky. I'm really liking that. That was one skein. And then I did the other skein. I did this side. And then I joined
again.
It pulls again, but
differently.
Yes. And then where I joined it at the underarms.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's wild.
I know. You think it would be more stripy.
Yeah.
The way, but cool, whatever. Yeah. I'll take it. And it has this pattern here. Mm-hmm. It has it at basically at this area down here at the hip. It sort of opens up and does it there on both hips. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I think it's going to be super.
I'm really looking forward to that, getting it done. So
and putting it on another
needle just to try it on.
To
try it on to see how it fits.
Yeah.
Because I actually went up a size because it's a minus negative ease, and it's like I did the size 40, and I am not a 40 bust.
No,
I'm not even a 38 bust.
No, so it should fit. Yeah.
Yes. We were definitely part of the itty bitty titty.
Yes.
So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, so those are the things I have been working on. Mm-hmm. Basically, that's it.
Yeah. I'm still trying to figure out what my next project is going to be. I thought I'd be a little more organized and take a look through my stash at home, because I'm at the stage now where I just really want to go work on my stash stuff. I don't want to go out and get
pretty much mostly been working on, that's like 2 years old, that yarn. Yeah. I've had that for 2 or 3 years because it's one of the knit crate yarns. Yeah. And so we stopped knit crate like 3 years ago.
Yeah. And I think that just before I leave here, I'd like to go through the knit crate stuff. And
she can go through any of my stuff.
Yeah. And just see if there's something that kind of speaks to me.
Yes.
Because I still remember that arboreal sweater I made.
Yes.
And I had the bluish, the darker color of the body. I have caked up stains of
that was the Araucania yarn, wasn't it? I think you bought something like that. Was it I know the other one. I just can't think of the name.
No, it wasn't Araucania.
No.
I can't remember what it was.
Yeah.
I'll have to look on my Ravelry. But I have at least 3.5 or more caked up skeins of that. So I could make easily another crop.
Yes, you could.
So I'm trying to decide.
What weight is it? Is it like DK
it's
worsted?
DK worsted, somewhere in there.
I've got some, but I don't know if you like the colors that I have. Because some of the colors I have are like...
I have that already, but I'm like, do I really want to...
They'd be good. I have an orange contrast that would probably go nice with it, with a darker blue.
I have pink.
Yeah.
And then I noticed when I grabbed the bag just to look in it, I already have, I think a same weight, but it's like gray with speckle. And I thought, I could do something with that too.
Yeah,
so I've got to figure out what I want to do all together.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know. Well, and I'm already looking for patterns to do with that Stitch Noir, those 3 skeins of that sock weight, because I'll make sock weight. I don't mind making the sock weight tops.
Yeah.
So it doesn't, and I've got tons of fingering weight.
Yeah. So before I leave, I'm going to take a browse through and have my Ravelry open and see what it is.
Yeah.
What my next project could be. And again, I want it to be kind of simple.
Yeah.
Because I just, I'm, expecting some work, and I just want something that it's like,
she's coming into her busy season for freelance editing.
Yeah. So
because she usually does educational textbooks.
Yeah. And just the timing of the work that I do is usually like June to January,
and it's like, okay, you have to get this part done by here, part done by here.
Yeah,
so it's very
time schedule.
A lot of it's very scheduled, so she has to really focus on that.
So when I was working in an office, that was part of my job, was creating the schedule for the project, and we were part of what was called the production department. So anybody who works in any form of production, no matter what it is, you have to have a schedule, and you kind of work backwards from.
Yes.
Okay, we need the finished product by this date, and so you work backwards and you create your schedule. So I've been doing that my entire career. That's what I do.
40 years.
So it's not hard for me to.
No.
In fact, it actually helps me. I'm the kind of person who needs
She
a schedule.
She needs the deadlines. It helps keep her focused.
Because otherwise, I'm just like, I'll worry about that tomorrow. Like when it's my own stuff, it's like, I'll worry about that tomorrow. Which is why nothing ever gets done.
Yeah. So other than that, we've had, we don't really have anything else other than that. We haven't done any more. We haven't acquired anything. No. Though I was out in Coburg and I I came so close to saying, okay, Dad, we'll talk to you later. And then going back up to yarn it in Coburg.
Yes.
Was considering that. This weekend, this Saturday, the 11th, is Worldwide Knit in Public Day. So take your knitting with you and hang out and do your knitting out there wherever you are.
Yeah.
It's also this Saturday is the Kawartha Fiber Festival, which is in Fenland Falls, Ontario.
Yes.
I think it's from like 10 till 4. I'm not 100% sure if I'm going. I'd like to go because there's a girl from college I'd like to meet up with because she lives in Lindsay area. So we could meet, and I haven't seen her in over 10 years. So I so want to meet her. I miss her so much. She's like just a wonderful lady. And I so want to meet her, meet up with her again. It's just been too long.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping to, because the minute I figure out if I'm going, it's also in Bowmanville. It's Rib Fest this weekend.
Ooh, hard to miss.
Yes, I know. And hubby's having ribs for dinner tonight. That's what dinner is tonight. And but the kids, they have like a mini fair at the Rib Fest. So the grandkids are getting big enough to go on some of these rides. Yes. So we kind of want to be there because they have like a mini Ferris wheel. Yeah. They have a mini roller coaster. Oh. They have all these like rides for these kids. And it's just like, I want to see that too, right? So it's like, and they're both the same date. So it's like, I'd have to leave early and go early and be home by 2.
Yes.
Which I could do it, but it's an hour and a half drive from here to Fenland Falls.
And then back again.
So.
Yeah.
I know. Be up early.
I think Rib Fest would be more fun.
I know. But he's also figuring out, my son's also got to figure out, they've got some work he's got to do on one of the cars. Or is he going to do that Saturday or Sunday? So that'll also depend on what day they go to Rib Fest. So it's like, whatever. Hurry up, make up your mind. Yeah. Make up your mind and then I can make up mine.
Yes.
Anyways, and I have to see if Jen's vending there or not, because she might be bending it. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
So anyways, other than that is it. I just wanted to remind everybody that it is Worldwide Knit in Public Day this Saturday.
Yeah,
so
you mentioned that.
Get out there. Cool. Yeah, that was one of the main things I wanted to mention, and just get out there and knit. I know I will be knitting wherever I go.
Yes, you always do.
Knit. I know. People say, you're kidding. I'm like, no, why not?
Why not?
Why not?
Some people sit and read.
Yes.
And I know you have actually kind of half read or like watched other things going on as you're knitting. Oh yeah, I'll sit and watch TV, and that's what the vanilla just stocking stitch thing. I can knit and not look at it. I have to look every once in a while, but no, I'll be doing that, no problem. Yes. Just because, why not? Do it at the pool in Florida, sit there just hanging out at the pool, and I'll just sit and knit and knit. And people say, I should have brought mine. I said, yeah, go for it. People think it's a little weird, but those that actually knit are like, that's such a good idea. Why didn't I bring mine? Yes. I should have done that. And I'm like, I knit everywhere. I bring it to restaurants because while you're sitting and waiting, look through the menu. Okay, fine, figured out what I want. And I'll just sit there and I'll knit. Yeah. I can talk and have conversations while I'm knitting. I'm not being rude. I'm participating. You practiced on knit night. I know. What else are knit nights for, right? Exactly. But anyways, that seems to be it for today, and we will see you hopefully in a couple of weeks. Yep. So we'll talk with you later. Yes. Bye for now. Bye.